So with you, with your tech background and how technology's, evolved over these years, what are some of the things that you're doing now to leverage technology to help you grow your business that are really killing it for you?
Well, I unfortunately pay Zillow a boatload of money.
Yeah.
And I mean, the buyers are there, so we might as well get them. And what another good thing about having a team with the Zillow is everything goes into my name. So it's a snowball of reviews and past sales. So we look pretty good online as a team with all my stats building up like that. And the more people that are on the team, the faster that's going to grow. We do a lot of Facebook target advertising. I looked up the top 8 countries that have people that buy in New Hampshire. So we do some Facebook advertising to them. A lot of our feeder towns are like Boston is a huge feeder town for the second home, Greenwich, Connecticut. So we'll go into Facebook and really boost because you can get in there and say, all right, who's on Facebook, but is also looking on Zillow. Facebook Big Brother can track that. So we can really target into some pretty good specific people that we would want on our website and on our listing. So and sellers love that because it's traceable. They can see how many people clicked on the link. They can see who they are, what the demographics are, and just proving to them that we're doing something that's a little different than just throwing a newspaper ad or doing an open house with some balloons outside.
Yeah, no, I love that you brought that up because it's, I with my real estate team, obviously night and day from your market and price point. Like we're selling. Like Pulte will come here and buy 800 acres and put in 1,200 homes, and every third home looks the same, and they're easy to comp, and you don't have to worry about land value because everything's on a 7,000 square foot lot. It's all cookie cutter, right? But then I'll do a lot of like free Facebook webinars teaching people how to generate these leads. And the constant thing I get is, well, that might work in your price point, but it doesn't work in luxury, right? And you've just squash that myth that people have. I mean, you're killing it with Facebook, but I also love that you've gotten very strategic about, hey man, we're just not casting out this wide net. We're niching down into and identifying the exact demographic, where these people are, who's buying here, what are their interests. And so when you're dialing in that niche for your Facebook, and that's what I love about Facebook, you can get so dialed in, right?
Yeah, if you get somebody on Facebook that's been on Facebook, but then looks at something for about New Hampshire, and if they're in China or Great Britain or wherever, that's somebody I want on my website because they've got an interest. Maybe they're going to come for a visit. Maybe they're looking for a second home. So if I can grab them just because Facebook can track that, I'm all for it.
Yep. Love it, man. So then how do you get that intel? Is it just because you do so much business there and where these people are coming from? Or, are you able to go down to your local city and find out their demographics reports where these people are coming from? Like, how have you been able to dial that in?
I Googled it. It's just actually sitting on the top of my inbox right there.
Awesome.
I just typed in, who comes to New Hampshire? Migrating into New Hampshire. It was 2015. So I figured it's good enough information, even though it's a little old.
Yep. And then from there, and I don't know what it's like in I'm sure real estate's so hyper local, but your average Facebook lead, your average online lead, they say is about 6.7 months out from even wanting to get face to face with a real estate agent. So there is that long-term nurture process with them, right? You can generate a lead, but the fortune's in the follow-up. So what does that look like when these leads are coming in? What does that long-term nurture look like? So when they're ready, man, the Dow team is front of mind.
We're getting better at that. I mean, I think that's where, and actually I just had a big team meeting yesterday, and that was the bullet point in the agenda. And I used that line, the fortunes in the follow-up. So I think we're going to be moving, and I have somebody who's in the real estate course right now from an ISA, inside salesperson, because the fact of the matter is people get busy, and now the buyer's agents are so busy that they're not following up as well. And you can have some drip campaigns and things like that, but if you don't have someone really tracking and doing that sort of thing, so we're implementing a new CRM that the team's going to be in our commitment, and it's a pretty low commitment, but I said, all right, every weekday you're going to have to put somebody into the CRM with a follow-up, so whether it's a week, 3 weeks, 6 months, every day we're going to be putting someone in there. And with a team of 10, that adds up pretty quickly. But I also see this ISA person who we'll get a lead and talk to them. Say, all right, in 12 months, we're going to be looking, or like this time of year, there'll be people looking, but they're not going to buy till spring. So if we have them in our CRM saying, all right, we got to call them in February and make sure they're on the right alerts, or seeing if they're going to come up and make a trip up. And because that's really how we know they're serious, if they're actually going to make a trip up here and look at properties. So there's a lot that we could be better at in that aspect. And that's kind of my goal for this winter, is to get our buyer agent systems in place to where we are not losing out because someone's contacting 12 people and we're not the ones that actually get the sale.
Yep. Love it.